stopping the WHO's global power grab. On the ground in Geneva.
All right, as the 77th World Health Assembly continues in Geneva, there appears to be a shift in focus to amending the International Health Regulations, the IHR, while letting the pandemic agreement simmer for now. The support is just not there at present. Well, as in previous days, Israel continues to be criticized. They don't want to miss an opportunity to do that. And U.S. officials have talked about sexual and reproductive health almost every chance they get. So, before I bring in our own Travis Weber, who is there on the ground in Geneva, I want to give you this keyword to text. Text WHO to 67742 to keep up on what is happening in Geneva with the World Health Organization and their global power grab. Again, that's WHO to 67742. Well, joining me now from Geneva to discuss this is Washington Stand Policy Editor Travis Weber, who also serves as Vice President for Policy and Government Affairs here at the Family Research Council. In addition to joining us on Washington Watch Daily this week, he's providing regular updates at the Washington Stand for reports, photos, and other media from Travis. Again, text WHO to 67742. You can also find all this on the Stand Firm app as well. Travis, good to see you again.
Thank you, Tony. Good to be with you.
Okay, so what have you witnessed there today? It's about 9:30. Well, it's actually later than that. What have you seen today?
Yeah, so today we saw more of the different committees meeting at the World Health Assembly, the 77th World Health Assembly. I was in what was known as Committee A. This was a lot of member states participating in speeches about agenda items. One of them was what the member states were doing to cooperate with the UN Sustainable Development Goal 3.1 to reduce maternal mortality. That sounds like a good goal, but what you heard was how they were approaching it today. A lot of references to sexual and reproductive health, references to universal health coverage. And if you look at a resolution that the United States and other countries are on, it's peppered with that type of language and that approach to the goal. And so the way in which governments are coming at this is very uniform, monolithic, and driven by an approach that, for the believer, the Bible-based believer, hearing this thinking, whoa, that is not how God approaches the issue. So you heard a lot of that today. In addition to that, there was a drafting group, private group meeting.
Let me stop you there for just a second, Travis. So when they're talking about this reproductive health, I mean, we're talking about abortion as well, right?
Right. It's abortion and sexual ideologies, the transgender related provision of services that drive an approach that says that is part of healthcare, and that's really what we're looking at here.
So they're looking to use global leverage to force this on member states, right?
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. What else did you uncover today?
Yeah. So besides that, Tony, we're waiting on the results of a private set of meetings regarding an approach. There's been a drafting group tasked with developing an approach on the way ahead on the IHR amendments and the pandemic agreement. It looks like the pandemic agreement is done for this assembly. We don't know that for sure. It's likely done. The IHR amendments, there's an effort to get them passed, but there's a lot of concerns with those as well in the area of sovereignty. And there's points of disagreement between member states, including the definition of a pandemic emergency, how it will be funded, and who's going to share what resources with what country. So the states have a lot to hash out. I think we might see some of this disagreement come out into the open tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see on that.
So how much longer will the assembly be meeting?
Until June 1st.
All right. So it looks like, as we talked about at the top of this segment, that the pandemic accord treaty is kind of being pushed aside because of some areas of disagreement, but they're really pressing in on these amendments to the international health regulations.
That is accurate. And nations are all in agreement on a desire to see some sort of pandemic agreement and see international health regulation amendments. There's not really any disagreement there. I mean, there are some skeptical comments. I heard Argentina say they're not sure that this pandemic agreement process is the right way to tackle another emergency. But by and large, you hear favorable comments from the delegates. Now, the areas of disagreement, though, are on how long and what process should be used to get things done. By and large, it's seen as not possible to reach agreement on the pandemic agreement, this World Health Assembly. The IHR amendments, the jury's still out on that. And Tony, just a note on this, it's important to understand the way things are operating here is they're really looking for uniform agreement before moving something. They're looking for consensus. So as long as there's disagreements between member states, there seems like there's a reluctance by the WHO to advance a measure forward.
All right, 30 seconds left. Travis, anything bizarre today that you ran across?
I mean, we saw references to animal health about the rights of animals to receive relief under theories put forth by the UK and Belgium. I mean, this is interesting language when we're talking about an organization that's serving the needs of humans worldwide.
That is a bit bizarre. I wonder what they mean. Of course, One Health is a part of the pandemic accord, which views everything the same, which obviously is totally counter to Scripture, as man is the one created in the image of God. Travis Weber, always great to see you. Stay safe, and we'll get an update tomorrow.
Thank you.